The House's Quadcom probe that continues to look into the irregularities in the all-out drug war of the previous administration called on former Duterte spokesperson Harry Roque Jr. to come out of hiding after his failed bid to have the Supreme Court uphold his petition. Meanwhile, the committee is also in the thick of a murder case of a former PCSO officer who was whacked on orders of a former PCSO chief and high-ranking NAPOLCOM officers. Armela Las Moras dwells on these issues at length in this report.
The House Quad Committee has called on former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque to surrender to the panel after the Supreme Court voided his only legal recourse against the committee's detention order. In a press conference, SC spokesperson Attorney Camille Ting explained the reason behind the court's decision, which Roque said he respects.
The court denied Roque's prayer for the writ of amparo. It held that amparo is not the proper remedy against congressional contempt and detention orders. The scope of amparo is limited to extrajudicial killings and enforced disappearances or threats thereof, not present in this case.
Bilang isang abogado, bilang isang officer of the court, ginagalang ko po yung pagbabasura ng Korte Suprema sa writ of amparo. Bagamat maasa pa rin po kami na titignan pa rin ng hukuman yung merito doon naman sa aming petisyon ng certiorari at prohibition.
According to House Quad Committee Co-Chair Dan Fernandez, this is no longer the time for making excuses and Attorney Roque should face the music and respond to the allegations in the proper forum. For his part, Quadcom lead chair Robert A. Barber said they will submit comments on other petitions filed by Roque before the SC.
I'm happy that the Supreme Court has decided and denied the writ of amparo filed by Attorney Harry Roque. Doon naman sa certiorari niya, well, I hope also that the Supreme Court will decide in favor of the Quadcom. And the legal team of the Quadcom will submit its comment in the next 10 days as we were asked by the Supreme Court.
Barbers firmly stated they are simply doing their job. Despite some criticisms directed at the Quadcom, their investigation will continue in the name of justice and truth.
The Quadcom is just doing its job. No, we are conducting an investigation in aid of legislation, and we would need testimonial evidences as well as documentary evidence, which again, I would insist and emphasize that this was offered and voluntarily stated for the record by Attorney Harry Roque.
In the previous hearing of the Quadcom, one of the main topics discussed by the congressman was the murder case of retired police general and former PCSO board secretary Wesley Barayuga, who was linked to illegal drugs during the past administration. Barayuga family thanked the Quadcom and the witnesses who testified in the hearing, while also praying for justice.
I think the DOJ is now really studying the possibility of filing charges against the persons involved, implicated in the testimonies of the witnesses.
In addition, the Quadcom is also studying measures to further strengthen the espionage law in the country in conjunction with the issues involving former Bambantarlac Mayor Alice Guo, who's also being investigated by the joint panel. Mela Las Moras from the National TV Network for a new and better Philippines.